Hello, my name's Nicola Thompson and this is my Pecha Kucha. What you see now on your screen is my journey to work, going into Durham city centre. It's about 10 minutes drive from home, and this is one of the most impressive law schools in the world, ranked 51st. So a minute down the road from the law school, you now arrive at work, or my work. This is the school chapel, and this is where we have our school assemblies. There are 97 steps leading up to the chapel, each one for a schoolboy who died in the First World War, so a place of reflection. So this is my eek moment. I'm hoping my classroom is tidy enough, but it is an art classroom full of excitement and creativity. This is where I teach 11-year-olds to 18-year-olds the fun of art, and I hope that you can sense the creativity that goes on in this room. I love my job. Sun, rain or snow, you really can't go wrong with the view. This is the route I would take into Durham Centre with the family during the weekends or during the working day. We have the view of Durham Cathedral, and below that is the Museum of Archaeology too. The riverbanks are a massive pull at Durham, particularly at regatta season. This is one from the archives. My husband's a rower, so I do spend a huge amount of time down by the riverbanks. But you can see the crowds that this pulls, in particular, obviously, to come and see the major regattas down here. To get into the city centre, there are many different routes. This is one of my favourites. Obviously, Durham Cathedral itself, and Durham has a huge history attached to it, and obviously fought many battles in the past. And this is one of those tunnels in order to be able to get into the city centre. Welcome to Durham Cathedral. This is part of the World Heritage Site, and the present cathedral was founded in 1093 AD, one of the finest examples of Norman architecture. This is a beautiful courtyard that floods with sunlight, but you've also seen it yourself probably if you've watched Harry Potter. This is the Lego project. This is fabulous. You pay £1, you get one brick, and you lay that brick. It's a great way of raising funds for the Open Treasure project, which is enabling the cathedral to open up new treasures, new areas to members of the public around the cathedral itself. The cathedral is swamped in artwork. It's beautiful to see, both the very, very old and intricate, right through to the very, very modern and contemporary. And as I've mentioned in my research, Bill Viola was one to present his video installation there, and Paul Arago, and here's two other wonderful examples. So just outside the cathedral, you can find here the Palace Green, which is where you can see the Durham Castle. We also have the University Library, which has the Magna Cartas and the earliest English written books, and also Cafe on the Green, where I've just recently had a photography exhibition for a couple of months. Here I tried to capture a bit of a flavour of what a Durham city street looked like. We've got some Tudor, Edwardian, Victorian, modern buildings all clustered together here. We've got some fantastic boutiques and cafes. I think this really kind of gives you a typical view of one of the streets. Roll up, roll up. This is where you're going to get your fruit, your veg, your rugs, your toys, you name it, it's here. If you love people watching, there's nothing better than coming to the marketplace, and I bring my camera here regularly to be immersed in that kind of real human interaction. Fabulous colours. Here we have a few of the monuments and statues in the city centre. What you can see in the centre is the most modern of the three. This is the monks bringing St Cuthbert's body back from Lindisfarne, which is something that is of historical value to the city. Striking the balance between new and old mould is quite tricky, but Durham seems to have managed to get it right. We're constantly seeing new developments taking shape around the city centre itself. Here's one down by the Gala Theatre where we're seeing new buildings coming up regularly. Trying to keep the creativity sort of industries within this particular slideshow, I thought it was important to stick in the Illuminaire light festival that we have in Durham. We're having one again this year, which is really exciting, where it incorporates the whole of the city being immersed in lights and various artwork commissions. People who go to see art in the northeast tend to go to the Baltic and the Lane Gallery up in Newcastle and Gateshead, but Durham does have its own art gallery at the DLI Museum. We do have things such as the Palazzi printmaking. This is a great space generally and has wonderful lighting too. Wow, what a view. This is Wharton Park. It's described as People's Park, or was in 1858, and has just received £3 million worth of lottery funding to revamp, giving the whole park new artworks, new cafes, new play areas. Fantastic view from here. Part of the journey is just going to take us round to the school. I'm just going to pick up the car and we're just going to head off to the Botanical Gardens next. But this is just one of the cobbled streets leading back up towards the school itself. You can just see my husband, who I've dragged around with my children as well while I've been taking the photographs. But we're just going past the Heritage Museum. So about 2 minutes drive up the road from work is the Botanical Gardens. As you can see, we've got a couple of statues sitting in the grounds themselves. This is very typical. There's a huge amount of sculptures here, as well as woodlands, acres of woodlands, greenhouses. It is a really beautiful place. 20 slides, 20 seconds. It really isn't enough to sort of try and explain sort of the inspiration that I have around me daily. I hope this is really just giving you a flavour of what Durham City has to offer, but hopefully you get the sense of pride and excitement that I have when I'm here.